What's up guys, Billy here, and today I've got a video that may be a blast from the past for some drone flyers. We all know that currently the Phantom 4 Pro is DJI's top of the line consumer drone and boasts some very impressive specs, but how does it compare to the Phantom 2 Vision? After the Phantom 3 series of drones, DJI's popularity exploded amongst consumers as these drones offered a ton of great features for a very reasonable price. With that being said, a good amount of people have probably never flown a drone such as the Phantom 2, and that is why I'm very excited to put these two drones head to head and see just how much progress DJI has made in 2 short years. Starting things off, let's examine the differences amongst the bodies of these two drones. The first thing that catches my eye is the finish. After the Phantom 3 series, DJI shifted away from the matte finish to a glossy finish, giving the drone a more premium feel. Around the body of the Phantom 4 Pro are sensors to aid pilots in flight. These sensors include 2 optical avoidance sensors on the front, 2 optical avoidance sensors on the back, infrared sensors on the sides that can be used for optical avoidance in certain flight modes, and finally on the bottom we have 2 VPS or Vision Positioning System sensors that use ultrasonic and image data to help the aircraft identify its current position. Looking around the body of the Phantom 2 Vision, we have no sensors of any kind. You really need to be on your game when flying this thing, as again, you won't have any optical avoidance sensors on any side of the drone. Taking a close look at the motors, we notice almost no external differences. On the Phantom 4 Pro, we have quick release props, which are easy to take on and off by simply pushing down. The Phantom 2, on the other hand, is a pain to swap propellers, as you need a wrench to loosen the top, which then frees the propeller itself. One of the biggest differences amongst these two drones is the camera. We'll get more into the specs in just a few minutes, but just quickly glancing at them, we get a feel at just how far DJI has come. The housing on the Phantom 2 is big and clunky, and doesn't even feature a gimbal for stabilized footage, but with the Phantom 4 Pro we have a smaller housing that is stabilized by a gimbal and is able to shoot in 4K at 60 FPS. Putting all the differences aside, the build of these two drones is almost identical. If I saw this thing flying above at 100 feet, I doubt I would be able to spot the difference, but up close it's easy to distinguish them. Unlike others who prefer something like the Mavic, I love the body style of the Phantom series as it really is an iconic piece of drone hardware. The next area that I want to focus on is the camera, and just a fair warning, this won't be pretty. The Phantom 4 Pro's camera is equipped with a 1-inch CMOS sensor, giving us 20 effective megapixels when taking still photos. These still photos come in at a whopping resolution of 5472 by 3078 in a 16:9 aspect ratio. We also have the option to shoot RAW photos, giving us more editing options in post. When shooting video, we are able to record at resolutions of up to 4K at 60 FPS with a maximum bitrate of 100 megabits per second. In 1080p, the options for frames per second go all the way up to 120. We also have the capability of choosing H.264 or H.265 as our video codec. Moving over to the Phantom 2's camera, we are dealing with a much smaller sensor that only shoots 14 megapixel stills. As far as video is concerned, we have the ability to shoot up to 1080p, also known as Full HD. The thing is, we get a fisheye look, which is something that I'm not a fan of, especially on a drone. Overall, the video quality of the Phantom 4 Pro blows the Phantom 2's out of the water, but I'm sure that you already knew that. Watching the footage alone from the Phantom 2 kind of gives me a headache, but looking at how far DJI has come is truly impressive. I would have to say that this is the area that they've most improved. One of the biggest differences between these two drones is the remote, which has seen great improvement over the years. The general design is the same, but over the years we've seen a much beefier and simplified version. These changes include the smartphone mount, antennas, power switch, and finally the batteries. God, I would hate to have to bring AA batteries with me wherever I took my drone. Something that shows the same resemblance between these two remotes are the sticks, which we all know are solid. It looks like they got this right early on. One other thing that is different is the way that we connect our mobile device to the drone. With the Phantom 2 it is over Wi-Fi, but with the Phantom 4 it is with a cable. Now there are plenty of benefits to either of them. I guess that with the Phantom 2 you aren't going to have that annoying cable dangling down, but with the Phantom 4 or the Phantom 4 Pro, I guess that whole series, you are going to be able to charge your mobile device from the controller itself, and you are also going to get a better connection as Wi-Fi is sometimes spotty. Before we get into some test flights, let's take a look at the applications used for each of these drones. On the Phantom 4 Pro, we use DJI's newest app titled DJI Go 4. With the Phantom 2, we use the DJI Vision application, which is definitely showing its age. Even though the Vision application is much older than the DJI Go 4 application, it still gives us a lot of the same features like battery time, satellites connected, and other flight statistics. Looking at these applications side by side, the major difference is just the design. The clunkiness of the Vision application makes some processes slower, but overall still gives us the same functionality. The DJI Go 4 application is by no means perfect. Although it may have some more features like the editor and obviously a lot more settings, it still has its quirks. Heading outside to do some test flights, this is where the Phantom 4 Pro flies circles around the Phantom 2. Literally. Nah, but in all seriousness, I would have to say that the overall flight performance of the Phantom 2 is not bad at all. It is quick, agile, and still has a great amount of flight time, as it is rocking a 5200 mAh battery, which gives you around 25 minutes in the air, give or take a few minutes here and there. With the addition of Sport Mode on the Phantom 4 series, we see a serious boost in speed that the Phantom 2 simply cannot hang with. It was tough for me to capture the footage of the actual drones flying around, but just take my word for it that the Phantom 2 can still move very quick for its age. The final verdict of this comparison is that the Phantom 4 Pro is obviously the better drone, but I'm sure that you already knew that before you even clicked on this video. The biggest overall improvement has to be the camera. I know that I said this before, but it is honestly amazing at how much they've improved over the past couple of years. If you are interested in the price of these drones, the Phantom 4 Pro is currently going for $1,500 with the smartphone holder and $1,800 for the upgraded built-in display. There's various other prices amongst the Phantom 4 series, such as the original Phantom 4 and the Phantom 4 Advanced, but again, for this video, we were using the Phantom 4 Pro. The Phantom 2 Vision originally went for around $1,200, which is definitely steep for the specs underneath of the hood. Currently, this model is going for about $200 on eBay and Craigslist, but this of course depends on the condition that it's in. So guys, that about wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed. It was really cool taking a look at these drones side by side. They're totally different, but at the same time, the resemblance is there. And again, if you were flying this above at 100 feet, at quick glance, I wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. If you guys are looking for a starter drone or something just to get into the drone scene, I think this is perfect. Again, coming in at around $200 on Craigslist, eBay, or really anywhere on the internet that you can buy secondhand or used stuff. I would give it a look. If you don't want to get in the air right away with an expensive drone like the Phantom 4 Pro, the Phantom 2 is probably your best bet, as it really has stood the test of time, and again, compares the Phantom 4 Pro somewhat nicely except for in the camera department. But guys, anyway, as I said, this video is coming to an end. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new around here, as I have been trying to upload daily. Also, leave me a comment down below letting me know what you think of videos like this. I think it's so awesome comparing old tech with new tech. Again, at the end of the day, the Phantom 4 Pro and the new tech is always going to prevail, but it really is cool to see where that original product came from. But guys, anyway, as I said, this video is coming to an end, and as always, I'll talk to you later. Peace.